shirt, please. All Elite Wrestling. I mean, I wasn't impressed. Anybody can do that shit in one night, but can you do that shit in 40 years? First man on my list I must address is Cody Rhodes. Now Cody Rhodes, he did some very disrespectful stuff this whole weekend, really. It started with the jabs at the hardcore legend Mick Foley. And on top of Mick Foley, I seen his daughter in the crowd. So she is supporting this foolishness? I told y'all, wasn't nobody bigger than the W. And I mean that. And poor Bret Hart. Bret Hart is a legend, right? He's in the WWE Hall of Fame 2 times. Once by himself, and just recently, he was in our Hall of Fame with his brother, Natalia Daddy. And they talk about Mick Foley, for crying out loud. Bret Hart was truly the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be. But for crying out loud, what the fuck was he holding? At least when WWE unveil a belt, they belts be modern style, and it like they put some actual effort and details into these belts. The shit that Bret Hart was holding up like that shit was from ancient Egypt. If you look at AEW roster, most of the people that was actually doing some impressive shit came from WWE. We just never gave them a chance. And now they had this one time to shine, and now all of a sudden, they think they big shit. The only real draws they had over there at AEW was Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, none of that ass had world championships in the WWE. And if y'all want to talk about money wise, Dean Ambrose was the biggest draw, and he wasn't even on the whole show. He was on the show for maybe 15 minutes. It ain't taking 15 minutes to lay all 3 of those superstars out. He even beat the referee up. Now in WWE, yeah, you'll get fined for that, because you know how referees are only there to count the match, officiate. But over there, they around here beating up on referees. We don't do that over here on the WWE. We don't do that. And Chris Jericho, we can accept Chris Jericho, because unlike the rest of these superstars, when Chris Jericho is through getting all the money out of AEW, he can always come home to Vince McMahon. He can always. Chris Jericho is yet to go into the Hall of Fame. That's what people don't understand. Chris Jericho can talk all the shit he want, and he ain't really been talking shit, but that shit Cody Rhodes was doing, Chris Jericho can always come back, and gon' definitely come back and be in the Hall of Fame. Because there ain't no heat between us and Jericho. It's the shit Cody Rhodes did. Starting with disrespecting the man Triple H. I ain't like that. He threw shots at Mick Foley, had his daughter there like I said, and then this despicable stuff towards the game, Triple H. What Culture had a list of 18 superstars, former WWE, well, they weren't even superstars because they ass never was a star in the WWE. It was only 5 superstars that actually made the pay-per-view half what good and barely able to watch. So out of 5 stars, I get a double in that pay-per-view of 2 stars. Because it was only 2 stars on the show, and that being Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose of the WWE. Is that all I gotta say? I think that pretty much wraps it up. Overall, I would say this pay-per-view was equivalent to our greatest Balls of Fire. Like, hey, but I still think the greatest Balls of Fire was way better than Double or Nothing. I'm just being honest. And when a TV deal come around, I can't wait to watch it. I'm definitely going to tune in. You got to see what they talking about. And I'm pretty sure the first televised episode of AEW was not going to even be half as good as the first episode of Monday Night Raw. So, I'm definitely going to be tuning in to that episode of AEW. Make sure you like, comment, super kick the subscribe button. Comment down below, because I know some of y'all going to disagree. Some gonna agree, because we know ain't nobody bigger than the W. Like I say, hit that bell notification so you can get all my uploads. And until the next time, I'm your host as always, Wanya.